Just stop for a moment and ask yourself, what if everything you are chasing right now doesn't actually matter in the end? What if the life you're building is pulling you away from the one who gave you life? And what if one day you wake up and realize it's too late to fix it? I'm not here to motivate you with temporary energy. I'm here to wake you up with a permanent truth. Because life is not just about money, success, or recognition. Life is about connection with God, purpose, and accountability. We spend years improving our lifestyle, but ignore the one who gave us life. We plan for tomorrow, but forget that tomorrow is never guaranteed. Today I want to share something that can change your life forever, something you must understand before it's too late. Take a moment and look around you. Think about the house you live in, the car you drive, the gadgets you carry every day. They all seem important, don't they? We spend so much of our lives chasing them, upgrading them, protecting them. We invest our energy, our time, our very identity in these things. Yet if you really pause and reflect, all of these are temporary. Houses crumble, cars rust, gadgets break or become obsolete. Nothing you hold in your hands lasts forever. Life itself is like that. Every second passes, never to return, slipping silently through your fingers. And while we are busy holding on to these fleeting things, we often forget the one thing that never disappears. The impact of our actions, the truth of our choices, the imprint of our character. Think about the people around you, your friends, your colleagues, your family. How much of their presence is permanent? How much of their presence is permanent? Every relationship, every encounter, every word exchanged is a moment that will never happen again in exactly the same way. A kind word spoken today can be remembered for a lifetime. A harsh word can leave a scar that never heals. A simple act of help, a smile, a gesture of love, a moment of patience with someone struggling, these are the things that echo beyond your lifetime. Your actions, your choices, your decisions, they are the things that transcend time. They are the true measure of your life, not the possessions you accumulate. Now consider your daily habits. Every morning you wake up, you have a choice to invest in what truly matters or to let the day slip away. How often do we scroll endlessly on our phones, worrying about trivial things, chasing temporary satisfaction, while our heart cries silently for purpose, for meaning, for connection with God? Every day, every hour, every moment counts. And when you begin to see life this way, you realize that your actions are the only thing that remain after the noise fades, after the achievements are forgotten, after the world moves on. Look at the people you admire, the ones whose names are remembered, whose influence is felt even years after they have left this world. What did they leave behind? Not their wealth, not their possessions, not the superficial things. They left behind the mark of their actions. A teacher who inspired generations, a spared generations, a parent who raised a child with love and integrity, a stranger who performed a selfless act that changed a life. These actions ripple through time, far beyond what they themselves might have imagined. That is why your actions, not your temporary possessions or fleeting fame, are what truly define you. Think about your own life. How often do you make choices thinking only of today, ignoring the consequences that stretch into tomorrow? Life has a way of reminding us that time is limited. It whispers through every missed opportunity, every regret, every unfinished dream. And yet, the beauty is that you have the power to change this narrative. Every act of honesty, every act of kindness, every moment you live with purpose, every choice aligned with God's guidance, these are the things that endure. Even when everything else fades, these remain. They form the true story of your life. Consider the simplest of actions: helping a neighbor carry their groceries, offering a patient ear to someone in distress, choosing forgiveness over resentment, standing up for what is right even when it is hard. These actions may seem small, insignificant even in the moment. But imagine their ripple effect. One kind act can inspire another. One act of courage can ignite courage in others. One moment of selfless love can transform someone's life, leading them to acts they never thought possible. And this ripple continues far beyond what you see or know. Your actions are immortal in ways you cannot measure. Even your internal actions, the decisions you make about your thoughts, your intentions, your values, have immense power. Life is temporary, yes, but the energy you put into cultivating patience, gratitude, and spiritual awareness transcends time. These are seeds planted in the soil of eternity. Every choice to rise above anger, to speak truth, to live with integrity, to be mindful and compassionate, these shape not only your destiny, but the world around you. They are the only investments that never lose value, the only treasures that are not diminished by time or circumstance. So pause for a moment. Look at your life as a traveler might look at a fleeting horizon. The sun rises and sets, clouds drift. Seasons change, people come and go. And in the midst of this impermanence, one thing is clear. The only thing you truly own is the impact of your actions. Your legacy is not built in gold, it is built in deeds. Your true wealth is measured not in money, but in moments of compassion, courage, and connection. And your life, no matter how long or short, becomes meaningful the moment your actions align with what is timeless: truth, goodness, love, and the guidance of God. Remember, life is temporary, but your actions are not. Every choice matters, every moment counts, and every act has the power to echo through eternity. Do not waste your days chasing what will vanish. Invest in what lasts. Live in a way that long after you are gone, your actions continue to speak, to inspire, and to illuminate the path for others. This is the power you have. This is the truth you must learn before it's too late. If you want, I can expand the other 6 key points in the same style, each 800 plus words, so you have a full 1-hour inspirational speech ready to deliver. Do you want me to do that next? Have you ever felt like life is just happening to you, like you are drifting through days, months, even years, without really knowing why you are here? If you have, you are not alone. Most people go through life thinking they are small cogs in a massive machine, believing their existence is a random accident.
But the truth is far more beautiful and far more powerful. You were created for a purpose. Yes, you, not someone else, not tomorrow.
You, and understanding this truth has the power to transform your life completely.
Think about the simplest things around you: the sun rising every morning, the rain nourishing the earth, the way a mother instinctively knows how to calm her child. Everything in nature has a purpose.
Nothing exists without intention. And if the smallest elements of the universe are designed with intention, can you imagine that your life, your unique talents, your experiences, your very being is here without purpose? Absolutely not. You were created with intention, with meaning, with a reason, and it is waiting for you to discover it. Many of us waste years chasing what others tell us to chase: a career, a status, a lifestyle, without ever asking ourselves the deeper question:
What am I meant to do? What is my gift?
what is my calling? Think of a flower. If a flower never blooms where it is planted, it still exists, but it doesn't fulfill the reason it was created. That is exactly what happens when you live without purpose. You exist, yes, you breathe, yes, you move through life, Yes, but your true potential, your true power remains dormant. And that is the tragedy that happens to so many people. Look around you at people who are living fully. They may not be the richest, they may not be the most famous, but they shine. Why? Because they have found their purpose. A teacher who patiently nurtures a struggling student, a small business owner who pours their heart into serving the community, an artist who paints not for fame, but because it brings meaning to others. These people are alive in the truest sense. Their purpose drives them, and their lives inspire everyone around them, not because of what they have, but because of who they are and why they are here. Discovering your purpose doesn't always happen in grand moments. Sometimes it is in the quietest of times, in the simplest of choices. It could be in helping someone in need when no one is watching, in standing up for truth when it's inconvenient, in using your talents to create joy, comfort, or knowledge. Every act that aligns with your inner calling is a step closer to your true purpose. Every day is an opportunity to live it, to practice it, to embrace it. And the more you do, the more the world responds in ways you might never even imagine. Consider this: you have unique gifts, skills, and experiences that no one else has. No one sees the world exactly as you do. No one has lived the combination of victories, failures, struggles, and joys that you have experienced. Everything you have been through is not random. It is preparing you for the role you are meant to play. Think of a sculptor working with clay. Think of a sculptor working with clay. Every cut, every shape, every refinement, no matter how painful or slow, is part of creating a masterpiece. Your life is that sculpture, and your purpose is waiting to emerge from the work of your experiences. Many people fear that they are too small, too ordinary, too late to make a difference. But this is a lie. Purpose does not always arrive with fireworks and applause. It often starts quietly, a small action, a simple word, a tiny decision that eventually grows into something monumental. A single act of love can change a life forever. A single act of courage can inspire generations. A single choice to follow your calling can set your life on fire in ways you cannot yet see. And once you step into your purpose, everything in life begins to align. Opportunities appear. Challenges are easier to navigate, and even failures become lessons guiding you closer to the path you are meant to walk. And here is the most profound truth. Your purpose is not just for you, it is for the world.
Every gift you nurture, every talent you share, every act of integrity you perform, it touches people, communities, even generations. Think about the people who inspire you.
They didn't live just for themselves. They found their purpose and used it to light up the world. That is exactly what you are capable of. The question is, will you let life just happen to you, or will you rise to discover why you were created? Time does not wait. Days pass. Opportunities slip. Moments vanish. But your purpose is eternal. It exists whether you recognize it or not. And when you live in alignment with it, you experience life in a way most people never will. You wake up with energy, passion, and clarity. You face challenges with resilience. You interact with people with compassion. You feel connected to something bigger than yourself. To God, to creation, to the divine plan that brought you here. To the divine plan that brought you here. So, today I want you to remember this. You were not created to drift, to exist, to survive. You were created to live with meaning, to contribute, to shine, to fulfill your purpose. The world is waiting for your light, your actions, your unique contribution. Don't waste another day thinking you are ordinary, thinking you are too late, thinking you are not enough. Step into your purpose, discover it, Live it. And watch how your life and the lives of everyone around you transform forever. If you want, I can continue expanding key point 3 in the same style, making it another 800-word section full of daily life examples and motivational energy, so we can eventually build the entire 7-point speech that's fully ready to deliver. Do you want me to do that next? Have you ever noticed how easy it is to get lost in life? How quickly your attention drifts from what truly matters to what seems urgent but is ultimately meaningless. We live in a world full of noise, full of distractions, full of endless things demanding our attention. Notifications, messages, deadlines, opinions, trends, comparisons, all of it pulls at us like 1,000 invisible strings, keeping us busy, restless, and disconnected. We run from one thing to another, thinking we are moving forward, but in reality, we are spinning in circles. The world is brilliant at keeping us distracted, but it is subtle, almost invisible. And if we are not careful, we can go years away, in decades, without realizing that we have drifted far from our true path. Think about your daily life. How many hours do you spend scrolling endlessly on your phone, checking updates that do nothing to enrich your soul? How often do you chase fleeting pleasures, a new gadget, a viral trend, a social media like, thinking they will fill a void inside you? Yet, the more you chase these things, the emptier you feel. The world constantly tempts you with illusions of happiness, success, and fulfillment, but these are only temporary. They are distractions, masks that cover the deeper longing of your heart, the longing for guidance, purpose, and connection with God. Now think about moments in your life when you felt truly at peace. Maybe it was a quiet morning walk, a moment of reflection, a conversation with someone wise, a prayer or meditation, or simply sitting in silence with your thoughts. In those moments, something shifts, clarity arrives. Your mind becomes still, your heart feels lighter, and the path ahead seems clearer. That is God guiding you. That is the true compass in your life. Unlike the world which pulls you in every direction, God's guidance is steady, consistent, and filled with wisdom. Let me give you an example. Imagine a student overwhelmed with pressure from school, parents, friends, and society. The world shouts, "Get the highest grades, win awards, be the best, outperform everyone." Every advertisement, every comparison, every expectation drags the student in a different direction. Every expectation drags the student in a different direction. But when the student pauses, reflects, and connects with God, whether through prayer, meditation, or mindful reflection, a quiet voice emerges within. Focus on learning, not just winning.
Be true to yourself, not just others' expectations. That guidance does not come from the noise around, but from a higher wisdom that sees the bigger picture. And if the
need follows that inner guidance, not only do the results improve, but peace and purpose emerge. Or think about an adult in the workplace, chasing promotions, recognition, and validation. The world says, climb faster, do more, impress everyone, never stop. Yet in the quiet moments of reflection, a deeper truth appears. Are you sacrificing your integrity, your relationships, your health for a fleeting reward? Are these goals aligned with your true purpose? When we take the time to listen to God's guidance, we make choices that not only lead to success, but also to fulfillment. We begin to realize that the right path is often simpler, quieter, and more meaningful than the noisy path the world shouts at us to follow. Distractions are everywhere, but God's guidance is always available. If we choose to notice, it can come as intuition, a nudge, a sudden insight, a moment of clarity, or even a challenge that forces you to pause and reconsider your direction. Life has a way of bringing you back to the path if you are willing to listen. But if you ignore it, the distractions grow louder, the noise becomes constant, and you risk spending your entire life running in circles, chasing what doesn't matter and missing what does. Even in the simplest choices, guidance matters. When you decide how to spend your day, whom to trust, how to respond to challenges, what habits to cultivate, these are all moments where the world's distractions compete with God's guidance. Every choice is a test. Do you follow the fleeting thrill of instant gratification or the enduring peace of wisdom and purpose? Do you react impulsively, swept by the noise around you? Or do you act with intention, guided by something greater than yourself? The answers define not only the success you achieve, but the quality of your life, the depth of your relationships, and the serenity of your heart. And here's the secret many never realize. The more you align with God's guidance, the less the world distracts you. When your heart is attuned to divine wisdom, the illusions of comparison, fear, and greed lose their grip. You begin to see the world clearly, its beauty, its challenges, its lessons, without being consumed by its noise. You act with purpose, you make choices with clarity, and you navigate life with confidence because you know that you are following a path designed for your growth and fulfillment. So, the lesson is simple yet profound. The world distracts, God guides.
Every moment you spend lost in distractions is a moment you could have spent walking in clarity.
Every time you ignore the quiet guidance within, you risk drifting farther from your true path. But every time you pause, reflect, and listen, you step closer to a life filled with purpose, peace, and alignment with God. Life will always be noisy, tempting, and chaotic, but your inner guidance is always steady, patient, and true. Choose to follow it, because in the end, the world's distractions will fade. Titles, possessions, and accolades will disappear. But the choices you make while aligned with God, the path you walk while listening to wisdom, the love and integrity you express, these will endure. Let today be the moment you stop drifting and start listening. Let today be the moment you put down the distractions and follow the guidance that never fails. Your life, your peace, your purpose, they are waiting. All you have to do is listen. We live in a world that constantly glorifies success. From social media to news headlines, from friends to family, everywhere you look, success is portrayed as the ultimate goal. A bigger house, a fancier car, a high-paying job, a title that commands respect. These are what we are told to chase. But here's a truth most people never stop to consider. Success without peace is failure. You can achieve everything the world tells you to achieve. Yet if your heart is restless, if your mind is anxious, if your spirit is disconnected, then what you have gained is meaningless. Think about someone who has climbed the corporate ladder with tireless effort. They work long hours, sacrifice time with family, skip meals, and push their body and mind to the limit to reach a top position. On paper, they are successful. But at night, when they lie in bed alone, their anxiety creeps in. The stress, the unresolved conflicts, the guilt over missed moments with loved ones, all of it remains. They are materially successful, yes, but internally they are failing. Because peace, that deep, unshakable sense of contentment and clarity, is missing. And without it, life feels like a constant grind, a race with no finish line. Or consider a student who consistently scores top grades. Everyone applauds their intelligence, their hard work, and their achievements. They are seen as a model of success. But behind the applause is sleeplessness, self-doubt, fear of failure, and relentless pressure to perform. Their life is driven by comparison and expectation, rather than purpose and balance. The world calls it success, but the student knows the truth in their heart. Without peace, even the highest grades feel hollow. Achievement is only meaningful when it brings inner calm and joy. Now think about relationships. Some people succeed in life by marrying the perfect partner, having the ideal family, or building the image of a perfect life. But when communication breaks down, when there is unresolved tension, when love is overshadowed by ego or pride, what is success really worth? The house is beautiful, the vacations are luxurious, the social media posts are admired, but peace, the harmony of heart and soul, is absent. And without that inner peace, all outward success loses its true value. Even in smaller, everyday examples, this principle is clear. Someone might have the fastest car in the neighborhood, the trendiest clothes, the latest gadgets. On the surface, everything is perfect. But inside, they are constantly worried about losing it all, comparing themselves to others, feeling inadequate despite all their possessions. They have succeeded in the world's eyes, yet the stress and fear that accompany it show the absence of peace. Success should never be measured by appearances alone. It is measured by the serenity and contentment it brings to your heart. The truth is, peace is not a byproduct of success. It is the foundation upon which true success is built. Without peace, no achievement can bring lasting happiness. You can earn millions and still feel empty. You can gain accolades and still feel unfulfilled. You can climb mountains and still carry the weight of anxiety, regret, and fear. Success is only meaningful when it is paired with balance, mindfulness, gratitude, and connection with God.
Peace is what transforms achievements into fulfillment, ambitions into purpose, and life itself into joy.
Think of someone who has mastered the art of living with peace. They may not have everything society defines as successful, but they carry a calm confidence in their heart. Their relationships flourish because they approach others with love rather than competition. Their work is fulfilling because it is aligned with their purpose, not just driven by ego or expectation. Their mind rests at night, free from the clutter of anxiety and regret, and yet society may not label them as the highest achiever. But in reality, they have succeeded in the most important way possible. They have found peace, and everything else in life flows naturally from it. Every day, you have choices that affect your balance between success and peace. Will you push relentlessly for recognition, or will you work with purpose and calm? Will you compare yourself to others, or will you focus on your journey? Will you chase fleeting pleasures, or will you cultivate enduring values? These decisions may seem small, but they determine whether your achievements will bring joy or emptiness. Life is not about how much you accumulate, how much status you gain, or how many accolades you collect. It is about the quality of your inner world, the serenity of your mind, and the alignment of your actions with your values. So remember this: success without peace is a mirage. It may look beautiful from a distance, but it cannot satisfy the soul. True success is not measured in wealth, fame, or power, but in the calmness of your heart, the clarity of your mind, and the depth of your connection with God. When you achieve with peace, your life becomes inspiring to others, your journey becomes fulfilling, and your accomplishments gain true meaning. The world may applaud your external victories, but your soul celebrates your inner harmony. Life is full of opportunities to achieve, to grow, and to accomplish. But do not trade peace for progress. Do not sacrifice your well-being for appearances.
The most important metric in life is not how high you climb, but whether you can climb with a heart free from fear, anxiety, and turmoil.
True success blooms where peace resides. And once you understand this, once you live by it, every victory, every milestone, every moment becomes not just an achievement, but a celebration of life itself.